A special edition of Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you with breaking news tonight as reports are out from CBS Sports' Josina Anderson that the Seattle Seahawks are interested in acquiring Baker Mayfield via trade. Let's go ahead and show you the tweet from Josina Anderson today. I'm told the Seahawks still have a high level of interest in acquiring quarterback Baker Mayfield, and behind the scenes are open to contractually extending him per league source. I also know that the process of collecting information and insights into Mayfield is still ongoing. Now, if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, what have I said? I said this needs to be done. Bring in Baker Mayfield to Seattle. Why not? Now, look, here's the thing. You've already gone through minicamp. You've gone through OTAs, the Underwear Olympics, and we've seen firsthand, Seahawks management has, of what Geno Smith and what Drew Lock look like. And in that time period, Drew Lock, for the most part, was getting the second-team reps, and Geno Smith was getting the first-team reps. Now, what they told us was that they liked what they saw from both quarterbacks, but the fact that they are still flirting around with this, even as these months have passed, tells me everything that I need to know, that they did not like what they saw out of those guys. They've said the right things, what they needed to do to encourage those quarterbacks. But at the end of the day, the fact that they are still interested in Baker Mayfield at this point in time tells me everything I need to know. So, I love this news. I would like to see something happen. Would you like to see it happen? Let me know in the comment section. Our pinned comment today. Do you want to see the Seattle Seahawks trade for Baker Mayfield? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. You're about to get an ad break. Take advantage of it while that ad's playing. Let me know one way or the other if you want to see Mayfield end up in a Seahawks uniform. Y for yes, in for no. All right, let's break down these statistics comparing Mayfield to the quarterbacks on the Seahawks roster, starting with Drew Lock. As you can see, Mayfield's numbers much, much better than Drew Lock's throughout this point in his career. Completion percentage, edge to Mayfield. Yards per game, edge to Mayfield. Touchdowns, interceptions, career record, all of that. Better numbers for Baker Mayfield there. Look, the numbers don't lie. Baker Mayfield is not just better than Drew Lock, he's a whole lot better than Drew Lock, folks. And we've seen Baker Mayfield, when he's been healthy, has showed signs of greatness. I have never seen that from Drew Lock at any point in his time at Denver. There was nothing that I saw from Drew Lock in Denver that said, wow, that guy can win football games at a high level in this league. We've seen that from Baker Mayfield in the National Football League. Now, compare the numbers to Geno Smith, who right now is the one getting first-team reps. And you can see Mayfield beats him in completion percentage, yardage, touchdowns, interceptions, and what's that last statistic? The win-loss record. We're 2 for 2 on this one with Mayfield triumphing over these Seahawks quarterbacks on the roster. Now, you look at Geno Smith's statistics. Last year, not bad when he filled in for Russell Wilson in 4 games. Completion percentage, 68.4%, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Geno Smith played the best football of his entire career last year. No question about it. But at the end of the day, Geno Smith is nothing more than a backup in this league. He is not the answer. Geno Smith did exactly what he was supposed to do last year as a backup. That's what he did. And quite frankly, I would be more than okay if Baker Mayfield's your starter and you have Geno Smith as your backup. A very good backup at that. I'll take Geno as a backup all day long, but for God's sakes, no. Geno Smith does not need to be a starter in the National Football League, for crying out loud. With that being said, if there is news that breaks down, if a trade happens, you will be the very first to know right here on Seahawks Today. We'll do a second, a third video, whatever it takes to get the news of the day directly to you here on the channel, because we're covering this team like no one else on the internet is. So hit that red sub button below. If a trade happens, we'll be on it. We'll be covering it. We'll be all over it here on Seahawks Today. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. That's YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. Here is the statistics for Mayfield over the first 4 seasons of his NFL career. In 2018, he was the NFL's Rookie of the Year. breaking the single-season rookie touchdown record with 27 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. In 2019, a sophomore slump for Mayfield, 22 touchdowns and 21 interceptions, also dealt with a coaching change in the middle of the year. You go to 2020, that was the best season of his career with 26 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. And then 2021, he injured his shoulder week 2 and still played the rest of the year with that injury. It was on his non-throwing shoulder, but nonetheless, it affected him throughout the season, and he struggled with a 17-touchdown, 13-interception year, and ultimately led to the Browns looking to move on from Mayfield and bring in Deshaun Watson. Look, at the end of the day, if Mayfield can get back to 2020 form, if he's fully healthy, and if he can be that guy that we saw in 2020, that can be a franchise quarterback. I think that Mayfield will get back to being that guy, that he could be the comeback player of the year in the NFL. He could be that. But he has to be healthy, and he has to be in a system that works for him. I do have a concern with the Seahawks offensive line, which was ranked 32nd in the league, according to Pro Football Focus, and a quarterback that's already dealt with injury issues in Baker Mayfield. That is a concern for me there. But realistically, with where this offensive line is at, any quarterback could have issues, essentially, in that regard. What it's going to take, whether it's Baker Mayfield or any other quarterback for that matter, is that Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas, your 2 starting tackles that are rookies, are going to have to grow up pretty fast. Both of them are really good in pass blocking, but they're going to have to learn how to run block really fast. And so, in that case, whether it's Baker Mayfield or whoever it may be, the learning curve is going to have to pick up very quickly. Now, the good thing for Mayfield is that the receiving core for the Seahawks is really good. You go back to last year with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, they were both terrific. If you had one of these guys on your fantasy league, there was no way you didn't make the fantasy playoffs last year. Look at these numbers last year from Metcalf and Lockett. Metcalf, 12 touchdowns, 967 yards. Lockett with 107 targets and 8 touchdowns and 1,100 yards. He was great last year, both these guys were. And then you add Noah Fant to the fold this year, who I think is going to have a breakout season in 2022. Look, these guys are going to get back on track. Baker can take them to where they need to go. Baker has shown when you give him the right weapons, when he's put in a position to succeed, that he can succeed. And so those guys, along with Noah Fant, get them a quarterback that can get them the football like Mayfield can. Watch out. Sky's the limit. I can tell you that right now. That's a guarantee. Now, if we're up to you, if you had to pick a quarterback, let me know who it is. Is it Baker Mayfield? Is it Geno Smith? Is it Drew Lock? If you are confident in one of the 2 other guys and you're saying, Tyler, I do not want Baker Mayfield, don't want this to happen, here's your chance to sound off in the comments section. If you are like me and like to see Mayfield in Seattle, then let's go ahead and start the parade right now. Type DL for Drew Lock, type GS for Geno Smith, and BM for Baker Mayfield. That's BM for Baker Mayfield, GS for Geno Smith, and DL for Drew Lock. The NBA Draft from Chat Sports is going to be covered like no one else will. We'll have the picks before they're revealed on TV. You don't have to deal with all those stupid interviews and the Taco Bell commercials and all that. We're going to be covering every single pick on draft night, all 2 rounds. Chase Sr., Harrison Graham, the entire gang, they're going to have a great time. They might be eating some Taco Bell during the draft, but they'll enjoy it. I can tell you that much right now. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. And if you get suspended from YouTube between now and the draft, you can watch it on Rumble too. So plenty of options to watch the NBA Draft. Don't miss it. Coverage begins 6 o'clock Eastern Time on Thursday night, the 2022 NBA Draft. So there you have it. Seahawks interested in Baker Mayfield if they make a move. We'll be all over it. We'll cover it here on Seahawks Today. If he ends up somewhere else, we'll cover that as well. I'm holding out hope. Let's see what happens. We'll let you know what goes down when it goes down. But in the meantime, feeling pretty optimistic that things are headed this way.